ClearBridge, we've been investing in equities on the international, US, and global side for well over 50 years. We tend to think about business models over the long term while we're focusing on what the potential risks can be within the companies that we invest in. We like to set up diverse portfolios and be able to take advantage of the things that we see on the short term that we can capture that we think will benefit our investors over the long term. The market has had a very strong run since the global financial crisis. We do believe that volatility and risks are elevated and could be elevated within the system. Though we are relatively constructive on the equity markets, we don't believe we'll have as strong of a market as we did in 2019, but we do expect to have positive returns. Part of that has to do with the fact that we do have US elections occurring in the United States this year. And if we look at the past 19 elections, 17 out of the 19 have had positive returns of approximately 8%. So even though we do think there are volatility and some risks within the system, we do remain constructive on the US equity markets. At ClearBridge, we do focus on the long term and understand the US election can create some opportunities with some downside volatility. We will continue to focus on the long term and look for companies that we believe will grow regardless of what's going on in the macroeconomic environment. There have been some sectors that have been impacted because of the US elections and what some of the candidates are campaigning on. We have seen healthcare for most of 2019 have a tough time, but towards the end of the year did relieve and had some nice strong returns. Another area that we have had some opportunities arise is in the energy side. It's an area that's been very underowned and very undervalued. Technology, we are being very selective as that seems to be an area that could be of heightened regulatory risk. So stock selection is going to be very important within that space. So overall, we do understand that volatility can rise because we're not sure who will be leading the US government next year. But we will take advantage of that as we focus on the long term and look to take advantage of any of the short-term volatility that presents opportunities for us.